Now on My58.
Fighting to stay in business, grassroots movement to save salons in California, where stylists and barbers will protest the latest state guidelines affecting how and where they work.
And state guidelines for youth sports. The state outlines what teams can and, most importantly, cannot do.
Returning to the classroom, the local district planning for in-person instruction next week. What they say about stability for students.
My news.
My weather.
My traffic.
KCRA 3 News at 7 on My58.
Good morning to you. I'm Teo Torres.
And I'm Tony Valier. Let's get a check on this morning's coronavirus headlines.
California Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Mark Ghaly to provide an update on COVID-19 in California. His video conference will be live streamed on the California Department of Public Health YouTube account. You can watch it also on the KCRA 3 News at noon.
The California Assembly has changed its rules. Lawmakers at risk for the coronavirus can now vote on bills without being present in the chamber. The change defies advice from the legislature's own lawyers, who say the new rule is likely illegal. Critics warn legal challenges could cancel any bills the legislature passes over the next month.
And Quest Diagnostics says it is improving turnaround times and testing capacity. The company says it's made lab innovations, including pool testing and farming out some work to other labs. Those changes will allow the company to nearly double its testing capacity from June to August. Well, the state's virus numbers are trending downward. Governor Newsom urging Californians not to let their guard down, though. According to Johns Hopkins, nearly 8,700 new cases were recorded over the past day. The state's total case count is now approaching 521,000. The deaths of 111 Californians were reported over the past 24 hours, and just over 9,500 virus-related deaths have been reported since the pandemic began.
The number of COVID-positive patients in hospitals continues to stabilize. Nearly 6,400 people were in hospitals as of Sunday. This graph shows you the trend over the past month. You can clearly see the downward trend since hospitalizations peaked at 7,100. That was on July 21st. We are seeing a slower drop in the number of people in intensive care units, but as you see in this graph, the number has stayed consistent over the past 2 weeks. As of Sunday, there were just over 1,800 COVID patients in ICUs. The state will release numbers for Monday later today.
Taking a live look here over Sacramento, there on your left, and Stockton waterfront on your right. It's going to be a nice day. Quite a change from yesterday. Let's
Bring it on.
Details of the full forecast with Tamara Bird.
Yeah, big drop off, 5 to 10 degrees difference today. So that is what you're going to feel. Let's say you head outside 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll say, wow, it's dropped off. Or maybe you'll say, man, it's just as hot. Temperature wise, we're looking at sliding from triple digits at least to about the low 90s range. Right now, we're down to the 50s in Fairfield, top of the 7 o'clock hour at Travis Air Force Base is 59 degrees. It's 61 in Sacramento with bright sunshine, 70 up the hill into Auburn, and 39 right now in Truckee to 63 for Modesto. Noticeable north wind feeling there in Modesto at 8 miles per hour. Noticeable southwest breeze. That's the cool air at 17 in Fairfield, and we have winds out of the east at 3 to 6 in the foothills. Valley Planner for today, expect temperatures upper 60s about 2 hours from now. Lunchtime is noon. You're looking at low 80s, and our high today peaks at 93. Coming up, there is some more cooling in the forecast. We'll talk about that in the next 10 minutes. It is 7:03. Melanie's talking about what to expect on the highways.
Yeah, so if you are headed out in East Sacramento, good morning to you. We're starting with a live look along Highway 50, headed past 39th. Here, traffic looks great, doesn't it? Now, West I-80, as you're trying to get past Capitol, that's where you're seeing that blip of red. So it is just a bit slower as you're trying to merge into that area before the causeway. So pretty usual morning. You don't have the delays on 99, though. That's missing. I-5 is nice and clear through the Pocket area. Roseville, Rockland, you've got a great start on Highway 65 and I-80. Where we still have delays, that'll be for construction. So this is South Yuba City. You see the yellow, you see the red. Highway 99 near Lincoln Road, there are lanes closed in both directions. So one lane closed. It's really slowing you down as you're headed north on 99 through South Yuba City. So know that the speed limit is reduced through that cone zone. Other than that, Stockton, Manteca, Ripon, Modesto, still a clear start on 99. We'll take a look at some of those delays if you still have to head off toward the Bay Area in the next 10 minutes. Tony.
All right, thank you. Have you filled out the census yet? The population count that happens every 10 years has been hindered by the COVID pandemic. And while people have been spending more time at home with nothing to do over the past few months, they haven't exactly filled their downtime by filling out the census form. It's not too late, however. You do have another week, and then starting 1 week from today, census takers will start reaching out to those who haven't responded. The form only takes a few minutes. You can do it online or fill it out and mail it in the form sent to your house. It's important, though, because it helps determine the makeup of the House of Representatives and how much funding communities receive from the federal government.
Well, the National Guard will host another pop-up testing site this morning in part of Sacramento that has been a hotbed lately. The testing starts at 8 a.m. at Valley High Laguna North Library. We've got a live picture here. Cars already lined up. This is on Imagination Parkway at Bruceville Road across from Consumnes River Boulevard. No appointment is necessary. You just need to bring an ID to prove that you're 18 or older. How many cars we got there? Boy, we got quite a few already. This, by the way, is in the 95823 zip code that has seen 871 positive cases, the most of any zip code in Sacramento County. This is the second time the Guard will conduct this drive-through testing at this location. The last time there was a line of cars early on, just like today, they ran out of tests by 9 a.m. Results will be back in 5 to 7 days. Again, they start doing the testing at 8. Yolo County health officials will hold a free clinic in Winters today. It runs from 4 to 8 or until they use up all their tests. It happens at the healthcare building on East Grant Avenue. No appointment necessary here, but only Yolo County residents are allowed. So make sure you bring something with your name and address to prove that you are a resident.
Well, salons remain shut down across the state unless they can cut and style hair outside.
Deirdre Fitzpatrick is working from home with more on a big rally today at the Capitol. It's aimed at reopening indoor operations. Good morning.
Good morning, Teo and Tony. You know, hair salons and barbershops have been some of the longest businesses to be closed down. Then they were allowed to open with some strict regulations and they got shut down. Now they've been allowed to open as long as they can work outside, which for a lot of people is easier said than done. So it's been very expensive and frustrating for a lot of those